I've bought these different expensive brands, so you don't have to. Let me give you a side-by-side comparison. I also have one of these generic ones that I got on AliExpress, and I'll tell you about how I feel about this one as well. The two that honestly are the best side-by-side comparisons are these ones, and let me show you why. So first of all, when it comes to ease of opening, I'd say the Bentgo is a little bit harder. The Yumbox I can easily do with one hand, which tells me my kindergartner is gonna be just fine doing that on his own at school. But first thing you can see is the sandwich compartment. The Yumbox can fit a full-size sandwich, no problem, with two large sides, which are for us usually a fruit and a veggie, and then a dipping spot or for a fun treat or vitamin. Bentgo, on the other hand, is good for about half a sandwich, but it does have 3 compartments. So depending on what your kid likes to eat, sometimes it is nice to have a few extra spots. The dipping hole is much, much smaller on Bentgo versus Yumbox. Cleaning wise, I'd say they're similar. The center piece comes out pretty easily on both of them. I stick these in the dishwasher while these get hand washed so that the seal stays protected. And for the most part, that has not been a problem for us. Size-wise, we can see they are essentially the same. So they both fit into lunch boxes the same. I do prefer the Yumbox because it has the sleeker profile. It's a little bit easier to slide in and out of our cupboards. But because this has the rubber edge, when my kids are eating it on the go, I've noticed it doesn't slide as easily. So there is that benefit. The cost comparison, Bentgo tends to be about $30, while the Yumbox can be anywhere from $35 to $40. This one is more expensive. However, they do have sales, and that's when I always recommend picking up the one that you want. As you can see, Yumbox is my personal favorite. It's the one that I was recommended to use the most, but I also have used these tons for my toddlers. So Bentgo is a great option for that. Just to show you the different options that Yumbox has, this is their tapas option, where if your kid likes lots of variety and not just a sandwich, this has 5 different compartments plus the dipping one, so 6 total, that you can put things in. We use this a lot. There's also a snack size that goes perfectly for snack time. The snack size is actually perfect for anytime we're doing a hot lunch, and I'll show you how I do that in a different video. Last but not least, I did mention that I had this generic one. All in all, it is much more difficult for my kids to open. They have a difficult time because there's 4 different things, and then you have to really pull this apart. So the seal is great, but it's not very easy for a child to use. The compartments here are actually probably the largest, but they're really not very compatible for the foods that my daughter likes to eat, so we don't end up pulling for this one very often. I probably use it for myself more than I use it for my daughter, and it does have a fun compartment at the top for silverware, but to be honest, it doesn't stay closed, so it's not totally reliable. Putting everything back together is the other struggle that my kids don't always do. That to get all of these to click is just a little bit difficult. So this one was probably 15 bucks off of AliExpress, and we hardly ever use it. Ultimately, you can't really go wrong between these 2 brands, but I would say if you're hoping for a one and done purchase, Yumbox is the one that's going to last you the longest because it will grow with your child, given that you can fit more food inside of it. But Bentgo has been great, and it has lasted many years, so I can't say you should not purchase this one. I think they both have their place. Tell me in the comments, which brand do you prefer? Have you tried both of these? Is there any other brands that I should be trying? Let me know. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be comparing plastic versus stainless steel because that's another question I've been getting a lot, so come back tomorrow to see that review.